Okay, so these are the steps that we took to do the tie-dye shirts and then the screen printing of them. So I buy the t-shirts at Walmart, and I let the kids tie-dye them. This time I found the tie-dye at Target, a little kit that would do 20 projects. I think it was $5 for the whole kit. I teach them, these kids that I've got are 5 and 6 years old. I teach them how to do the twist. I wash them. They come to my house for this. So I have them in the washer before I go to school. They're wrung out really well, so they come out wet that afternoon. And I teach them how to do the twist. Thingy-doo-hickey, official term. And then put the 3 rubber bands on, so they've got 6 little pies. And then they get to pick their colors. We throw those in a Ziploc baggie. Of course, I've written their names on them. And we throw the Ziploc baggies out in my backyard. And I like to let them sit in the sun for a couple of days, but really I left these out for a week because I was lazy. I threw them in the washer this morning with a couple of color catchers, and they came out beautiful, every one of them. Ran an iron over them this afternoon. And when the kids got here, they were ready to screen print. Now, the week before, I had them draw in their sketchbooks something that they wanted to print on their t-shirts. So we talked about what it needed to look like, the fact that it would be just a black design. And this, Mason drew this funky little thing, but he wanted me to do it bigger, so I took it to school and I blew it up on the computer, on the copier. And then this stuff right here is what I made the stencil out of. And I just put it behind here, traced it with my Sharpie, and I'm still in the process of cutting it out with my X-Acto. But this stuff I bought at Hobby Lobby, which is also where I bought the screen print kit. And it comes with absolutely everything you need to screen print. It has all the stuff that you need to print. It even has a little screen in it. If you wanted to paint your own design on it, it has what you need to paint on it and then put the film on it to cover it. And then you could print as many of that as you wanted to. But since I was doing, each kid had their own stencil, or each kid had their own design, I chose to do stencils. So I bought the little t-shirt cardboard things, one for each kid, have it sitting here ready for them, and when I get Mason's stencil cut out, I'll show you how to put it on the screen and get it all ready, and then show you how to pull it. So I got Mason's stencil cut out. This is what he wants it to look like. So all that's going to be black. This is what's cut out. The screen has 2 sides. One, the screen is flush with the wood. Flush with the wood. And the other side, it dips in. This is where the ink is going to go eventually. So when you're laying your stencil, you want to have it on the side that the screen is flush with the wood. I wrote the kid's name on it so that I would know which way to turn it so that it would be correct. So you put it face down. Line it up. Doesn't have to be perfect because you can line it up when you look at it on the t-shirt. And then I'm using this big painter's tape. And you want to make sure that you cover all the screen so that ink doesn't seep through the screen. You only want ink to come through this part. And you want to make sure your stencil's lying flat. Have any extra, tear it off because you don't want it to stick to your t-shirt. I'm going to tear some more because I've got screen showing right here. If you don't cover all the screen, you run the risk of ink getting places you don't want it. And I'm sure there's another kind of tape that you should probably be using. But I found this painter's tape works just fine and dandy. Now Mason decided he was going to test my abilities with his design. And he's one of my older kids. He's going in 3rd grade, so I let him get away with a little more complicated design. So these little wings are going to have to go in here to create this little wing action going on. But I don't want to tape them down, because then the sticky part of the tape will be where the ink is and it'll catch when we're doing it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to slide this over. You're going to flip the screen over and kind of eyeball where you want it. Here. And then I'm going to slip this little dude in place. And I think as long as we get the idea that there's an M for Mason, he's going to be happy. Just do that a little bit. Okay. The other ones that I did didn't have all these little moving parts. Okay, so when you press down, you can definitely see that M, and then you definitely get those little pieces. So he's all good to go. So this is the ink, and it comes with it. It comes with black and a red, and then you can buy whatever other color you want. And it comes with this little popsicle stick. And you want to spread your ink up here, far enough away from the design, and you want to make sure you go out further than your design on each side. And don't be chintzy with the ink. You can always put it back. You can spread it. But you want a lot. Okay? And typically, it's easier if you have them going this way and you scrape this way, and that would have been a really smart thing to put ink this way and pull this way, but whatever. We'll do it this way. Alright, so this little squeegee, if you're working with fabric, you use this side. If you're working with graphic stuff, you use this side. So I'm going to hold it here, and we're going to use this side. You're going to push down. I'm just going to do a side at a time. And you want it at an angle, and you're going to push down really hard and pull. Don't go all the way to your tape, but as soon as you clear your pattern, you stop. Give it a little tap tap. And since I got two sides, I'm going to go ahead and do this side. Same thing. Tap tap. I'm going to turn my squeegee, and I'm going to push it back up. Pushing hard. You want to have somewhere to put this squeegee. I like to go ahead and put this back inside there. Put that there, you don't need that anymore. And you can go ahead and put some of this back in, since we have so much. And then you want to lift from the bottom to reveal. And because we had those on there, they're going to stick because of that ink. And you can just lay it down like that. And then we're going to let that dry. Of course, you got to let it dry, and then you got to heat set it. Just put a piece of cotton fabric on there, or a dish towel, and hit it with a hot iron for 2 or 3 minutes, and that's going to heat set it. Some people throw it in the dryer, but I like to do the iron. And then you pull all that off. That stencil can be saved. I did a stencil for some art t-shirt swaps that I did for a national conference, and I saved my stencil. You can clean it and save it, or you can just throw it away. And then the screen cleans up in the sink, and I dry it with the beach towel, and you're ready to go again. And that's it. Yay!